For every Spider-Man love interest fans adore, there's one they just can't stand. Starting with Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane, fans were ready to see the ultimate live-action version of Peter Parker's most famous love interest. This was supposed to be the MJ, fiery, magnetic, the kind of woman who could look Spider-Man in the eye and keep up with him both emotionally and mentally. In the comics, MJ is a force of nature. But in the Raimi trilogy, what we got was complicated. Instead of that vibrant, larger-than-life personality, movie MJ was written as someone constantly caught between different relationships, never fully committing, and often leaving Peter emotionally stranded.
Hey, MJ, come take a ride, my new birthday present. Come on.
I gotta go.
Across 3 films, MJ's character arc feels less like a supportive partner and more like a storm Peter can never escape. She spends the first movie chasing fame and running from her problems. By the second, she's engaged to astronaut John Jameson while still harboring feelings for Peter. And in the third, she's breaking up with Peter under Harry's manipulation without giving him a real chance.
There's someone else. I've fallen in love with someone else.
The constant back and forth wasn't just frustrating for Peter Parker. It frustrated audiences who wanted to see their hero supported, not emotionally exhausted. Every time Peter seemed to get closer to happiness, MJ would pull away, question him, or compare him unfavorably to someone else. One of the biggest fan frustrations, her reaction when Peter misses her play in Spider-Man 2. He's literally out risking his life to save strangers, yet she treats it as a personal betrayal.
May I have an autograph, please, miss?
What are you doing here?
And it's not just that one moment. Throughout the trilogy, MJ often seems drawn more to the idea of Spider-Man than Peter Parker himself. She craves the excitement, the grand gestures, the dramatic rescues. But when it comes to standing by Peter during the quieter, harder moments, she falters. And when she does decide she wants Peter, it's usually after she's left someone else at the altar, broken up with another man, or burned a bridge. That lack of consistency left many fans feeling like she wasn't the MJ they've been waiting for. In the end, Ray's Mary Jane became one of the most divisive love interests in superhero movie history. Some defend her, pointing out that she's flawed in a human way, dealing with her own insecurities and struggles in a dangerous world. But for a large part of the Spider-Man fanbase, she's remembered as an anchor that held Peter back, not a partner who lifted him up. And that's where Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy comes in. Not just as Peter Parker's girlfriend, but as arguably the most beloved live-action Spider-Man love interest we've ever had. From the moment Emma Stone's Gwen steps on screen, there's an ease to her presence. She's confident without being overbearing, warm without being unrealistic, and most importantly, she knows Peter. Not just Spider-Man, Peter Parker. She isn't there to be dazzled by the suit or the heroics. She's there because she's drawn to the boy underneath the mask. The chemistry between Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield was electric. And yes, part of that was because they were dating in real life, but it translated perfectly to the screen. Every glance, every quip, every moment between them felt authentic, like two people who actually liked each other outside of the big superhero spectacle.
Cool. These.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, they're beautiful, right?
They're beautiful.
They were nice.
No, they're beautiful.
What made Gwen different is that she wasn't just a passive bystander in Peter's life. She was involved. She was smart, resourceful, and actively part of the story in a way that went beyond love interest territory. When Peter tries to push her away for her safety, she doesn't just cry and walk off. She calls him out, makes her own decisions, and refuses to let someone else dictate her life. She wasn't waiting to be saved. She was already on the battlefield.
I can reset the system.
You can't be here right now. I'm not messing around. You can't be here right now. This is insane.
Guess what? Nobody makes my decisions for me.
That agency made her feel like a real person, and it's why so many fans still hold her up as the gold standard for Spider-Man romances. Of course, with Gwen Stacy comes one of the most gut-wrenching moments in Spider-Man movie history, her death in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. We all knew the tragic fate from the comics, but seeing it play out on screen was brutal. The way the film builds up her and Peter's relationship makes that loss hit so much harder. It wasn't just Spider-Man losing someone. It was Peter losing the one person who truly understood every part of him. And for audiences, It felt like losing the best shot at a healthy, supportive, and balanced relationship we'd seen in the franchise. But while Gwen Stacy set the bar sky high, the MCU decided to take a very different approach with Tom Holland's first big-screen romance. And that's where Liz Allan comes in. In Spider-Man: Homecoming, Liz is everything Peter Parker thinks he wants. She's popular, confident, kind, and somehow still approachable. She's captain of the decathlon team.
She's got the grades.
And she doesn't treat Peter like some awkward nobody. For once, we're not watching Peter pine after someone completely out of his league. Liz actually notices him. She gives him the kind of normal,
Liz doesn't have
sweet
the
high
same
school
deep narrative
romance
involvement
Peter's
as Gwen
never
or
really
Zendaya's
had in
MJ.
the movies
she plays
before.
a key role
While
in
Liz
Peter's
doesn't have
early
the same
MCU
deep
journey.
narrative involvement as Gwen or Zendaya's MJ, she plays a key role in Peter's early MCU journey. She represents that pull between wanting a normal teenage life and the responsibility that comes with being Spider-Man. Every time Peter ditches her for hero duties, you feel the weight of what he's sacrificing, even if it's just a school dance or a pool party. It's a smaller-scale love story, but it fits perfectly with Homecoming's friendly neighborhood tone. Of course, Liz Allan will forever be remembered for one of the MCU's best gut punch reveals.
He must be Peter.
Yeah.
I'm Liz's dad. Put her there. Hell of a grip. Come on in here. Come on.
Suddenly, Liz isn't just a crush. She's the daughter of Spider-Man's biggest threat in the film. That dinner table scene with Toombs putting the pieces together while Liz sits blissfully unaware is pure tension. And when she finally learns the truth at the end, her heartbreak isn't overplayed. But it's enough to show that Peter's double life has real consequences for the people he cares about.
What are you sorry for this time? The dance?
That Liz Allan left her mark, especially because her story ended not with a breakup over petty drama, but with her family packing up and leaving because her dad was going to prison. And Peter was left with a hole in his heart and a seat in class, right next to someone who'd been watching him a lot closer than he realized. Enter Michelle Jones, MJ. Not the Mary Jane Watson we grew up with, but a brand new take that would completely redefine what a Spider-Man love interest could be. From the moment Zendaya's MJ first speaks in Homecoming, she's unlike any version of the character we've seen before.
Too late. You guys are losers.
But then why do you sit with us?
Because I don't have any friends.
She's sarcastic, a little socially awkward, always lurking on the edges of the group with that deadpan humor. At first, she doesn't even seem like a love interest, more like the quiet observer who sees through everyone's nonsense. But that's exactly what made her click with modern audiences. She wasn't the unreachable dream girl. She was real, grounded, relatable. The MCU didn't rush into Peter and MJ's romance. Instead, they built it slowly, letting small moments in Homecoming and Far From Home plant the seeds before their relationship bloomed. When they finally get together in Far From Home, it's not a big dramatic reveal. It's awkward, sweet, and perfectly teenage.
Okay, I should probably get back to the class.
I'll go and... Yeah, I don't know.
This slow-burn approach made their connection feel earned. And by the time we get to No Way Home, their bond feels unshakable, which makes what happens next hit even harder. In No Way Home, MJ stands toe-to-toe with villains from across the multiverse and never backs down. And in that devastating final act, when Peter chooses to erase himself from her memory to protect her, the heartbreak is palpable. Not because of what's said, but because of what's left unsaid.
Or anything else?
Zendaya's MJ proved that when a love interest is well written, fans will rally behind them for years.
But the
flip side, when a character is thrown into a film without purpose, no amount of comic book name recognition can save them. And that's exactly what happened with Felicia Hardy in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. A character with legendary comic book roots reduced to nothing more than a wasted cameo. Felicia Hardy, played by Felicity Jones, should have been a big deal. In the comics, she's the Black Cat, a morally complex anti-hero, an occasional thief, and one of Peter Parker's most complicated romantic entanglements. But in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, she isn't a love interest, a rival, or even a threat. She's Harry Osborn's assistant. That's it. No backstory, no tease of her alter ego, no emotional weight.
Felicia.
Felicia, from now on, everybody at this table works for Felicia.
Her appearance is the perfect example of why The Amazing Spider-Man 2 gets so much criticism. It was trying to set up a cinematic universe instead of telling a complete story. Felicia felt like she was dropped in as a checkbox for future sequels that never happened. Fans didn't get to see her personality, her chemistry with Peter, or even a hint of attention that makes her comic book counterpart so memorable. Felicia Hardy's cameo in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a case study in wasted potential. But sometimes, even a character with limited screen time can leave a lasting impression. Not because they were perfect, but because they brought charm, depth, and a spark of life to a movie that desperately needed it. That's where Spider-Man 3's Gwen Stacy, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, comes in. Let's be honest, Spider-Man 3 was a crowded, messy film. Too many villains, too many subplots, and a darker, more awkward Peter Parker. But amid the chaos, Gwen Stacy stood out. She wasn't there to replace MJ, and she wasn't shoehorned in for sequel bait. She served the story as a rival love interest, a catalyst for Peter and MJ's drama, and a genuine presence in Peter's life.
Pete, if you've got a picture of my kiss with Spider-Man, could you bring it to class? I'd really love it. For my portfolio. After all, who gets kissed by Spider-Man?
Bryce Dallas Howard brought Gwen's classic comic book warmth and elegance to life, even in the limited time she had on screen. She felt wholesome, grounded, and likable. The kind of character you instantly trust. She wasn't manipulative or over the top. She was just a genuinely good person caught in the middle of Peter's increasingly messy personal life.
Go ahead, lay one on me.
Really?
Yeah, they'll love it.
All right.
Of course, we can't talk about Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3 without mentioning one of the most infamous and weirdly unforgettable moments in the Raimi trilogy, the jazz club dance. On paper, it's supposed to be Peter's petty revenge against MJ, a cocky, symbiote-fueled display of arrogance. But what makes the scene so interesting is Gwen's role in it. She's clearly unaware of Peter's true intentions, walking into that club thinking she's there to support a friend. She dances with him, smiling, laughing, and having fun while the entire audience knows this is just Peter trying to get under MJ's skin.
That was all for her? I'm so sorry.
For all the cringe that scene gets online, Gwen actually comes out of it looking better than Peter. She's graceful, confident, and has zero clues she's being used as emotional ammo. And when she does realize what's going on, she apologizes to MJ, showing the kind of humility and class that makes her one of the most likable characters in the film.